Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today in bikini because I'm gonna go to the beach right after this. Happy Valentine's Day, and look at my flowers. Let's just do the video with the flowers in my lap because why not? Welcome. Today's day 3 and I woke up this morning at the right time that I said to myself I would, so yay, win. And then instead of yesterday I procrastinated 2-3 hours, I only procrastinated like half an hour today, so win. And then when I sat down I did my morning affirmations in the mirror, which was part of the challenge. Yes, and I was really like believing in it. It really is getting to me. So I totally agree with Chat GPT and this challenge. I'm really understanding the purpose of it and really like willing to keep going. And then when I sat down to write the 3 pages, it dawned on me that this challenge is starting to get challenging, because the whole point that I'm doing this challenge is to create consistency, to show up every day in any way that I can. I don't necessarily have to do a YouTube video every day. I just need to show up on social media every day. But I've been overdoing myself by doing a YouTube video and then doing a reel on Instagram and then writing the 3 pages and trying to send that to my newsletter as well, like explaining everything, like how change is. And I can see that if I probably will fail if I do this rhythm, this like overachieving. And I think that's very natural when you're starting a challenge, that you have the momentum of the beginning of it and you're like, oh yeah, I can do all of this. But the whole point about doing a challenge is to be able to understand what is challenging and what is burning. And today in my newsletter, I was reflecting about what a challenge is. And first of all, happy Valentine's Day. If you're a single person like me, it's all okay. Just romance yourself. And today my trick was that I have a work trip tomorrow, and normally I get tomorrow or Sunday, and normally I get flower arrangements for the flight, and I just decided to enjoy this one, enjoy this flower arrangement while I have it in my possession. So I got these flowers. I'm just borrowing them for a little bit. Yes. And I'm enjoying them while they're here with me. And let's go back to the challenge. Why does a challenge work? And this is what I was reflecting today when I started realizing that this challenge is becoming challenging. Well, it works because there's a certain time period. If you look at a New Year's resolution, and I made a video a few videos ago about ditching the New Year's resolutions. I did a live on YouTube. And I was like, no, I don't agree with New Year's resolutions. It doesn't work. At least it doesn't work for me. Why does everybody do that to themselves? I got it, you know, I understood at least how I work. So a New Year's resolution, it's like, I need to create change. I see that I need to change this habit in my life. And I'm just gonna use the energy of the beginning of the year to create momentum, to create a change for me. And what happens is, because there's no end date, it just becomes like an open-ended, like this is a change forever in my life. The brain starts kicking in the self-sabotaging and the mechanism of defense, or whatever it is, that the brain is like, no, we can't change, because it's kind of hard to create a change, you know, like the neural pathways have to realign, your body needs to learn new things. So no wonder when we are like stuck in our patterns and ingrained, and it makes sense and it kind of works that way, it's the modus operandum of how we do it. No wonder it's hard to change, because when you want to create a lasting change, like everything just needs to go to chaos for a bit before it goes back into a new order, you know. And the ego, the brain, the subconscious doesn't like that. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of parts of you that are defending the way you are right now is the way it should be. And then there are parts of you that are defending, no, you should change, you should create something else. So then there's an inner struggle when we're trying to change. And when we do this as a New Year resolution, it really makes it into like an open-ended, like vast universe. I'm gonna change. And then it echoes into everywhere, nowhere. And the brain is like, no, it's too big. When you think that you're gonna change and you can make it into a time period, like let's make it a challenge. I'm gonna do this change only for a month. And this is where the scientists have done a lot of studies that if you want to create a new habit, you need to do it for 21 days. Normally that's the norm. I'm giving it a month because a month is a really good time period in the brain, you know, but time is an illusion. So although a month is a time period, it doesn't really work like that. But anyhow, the brain, let's let the brain think that for a month we have this challenge where we're going to create these changes. And we can deal with that. We can say, okay, I can do it for a month, and then I can just go back to my old ways. That's what probably the ego is saying. Like, sure, do whatever you want. You have a month, no worries. And then I'll go back to my old ways. But it is a challenge to create, to be in a challenge. And today I was seeing how, okay, I'm doing this challenge because I want to create consistency in my life, in showing up, in expressing myself, in sharing my message, in developing my business, in loving myself in a way that I am showing up. I'm expressing myself, I'm developing my business, I'm doing all these things that I have in my mind. I'm putting them out there, even if for now it's just in a chaotic way. I'm just creating the habit of being here, disciplined, showing up every day. And it's a struggle. One, because I'm a manifester, I don't have energy every time to do everything. Even today, to write my 3 pages and making myself do extra, it took a lot of my time, and I didn't have the time I wanted to enjoy. Like, I'm in Hawaii and I don't really have to do much today. I already got my work obligations done, so I could have been enjoying. And you know, I'm here fulfilling this task, and it's a beautiful sunny day, right? So I'm gonna make this short. In my newsletter, I'm explaining how it's great to have a challenge, to push yourself for a time period, to see how far you can go, because a change takes a while. It's a daily commitment to make a change. You cannot just change. You can delete that. That's a limiting belief. But certain things in life, it requires a practice, you know, like, okay, you decide to change. You know what you need to change. You know what actions to take to change. But then you need to, from the thought, which is very ethereal, you need to put it into action, in practice, because from the thought, it has to change your emotions, and then it has to change your actions and your habits, and your body gets used to these habits and actions. It's like brushing your teeth with the right hand. If you say, oh, from now on in my life, I'm always going to brush my teeth with the left hand, unless you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm deciding again to brush my teeth with my left hand, and remind yourself, you will probably, one day that you wake up a little more groggy, you will just pick up the old habit of brushing your teeth with the right hand. And this is when, to make a change, you need to be aware of your habits and what you're doing by default. And then every day practicing an action that is against it. For instance, right now I'm making this video. I almost dismissed myself from making this video, and it's not part of the plan to make YouTube videos, but I really was just like, whatever, I can just do one tomorrow. And that's my habitual, you know, to just procrastinate, brush it off, do it tomorrow, and then I don't do it. The next day I do the same thing of procrastinating. And so I'm here pushing myself to make a change by making these videos, by sharing my message, by sharing what I know about life, and by showing up every day in a pink bikini. Yes. Because I'm Brazilian and I'm gonna go to the beach. And just to encourage you all, it's not a given that once you decide to make a change that you will do it. It's a daily practice until it becomes a new habit formed, until there's new neural pathways supporting that action, that habit. And that's why you give yourself a challenge, like 30 days. You push yourself to make that change during 30 days. And then after 30 days, I think this is what I'm gonna do, is just to let go and not really push myself. I'll give myself a break of this whole consistency, and I will just observe what was that stuck around, what is it that it became a habit, and what still like needed to change, and just reevaluate things and recommit to a new challenge if needed be. And I think that's my way of doing things from now on. for this year, because I really do just do want to commit myself to create a change. And then the second thing that I realized was I was negotiating with something that is meditation. And for instance, I was thinking, why didn't Chat GPT, knowing that I love meditation, I spoke about this, put meditation in my challenge for a daily meditation challenge, and I got it. It's because meditation is not a challenge. Meditation is really just, for me, it's a non-negotiable. I need to every day connect with God, be still and know I'm God. Yes, that's non-negotiable. That should not be a challenge. This is one of those decisions that it's like a marriage, not a challenge. It's like I marry meditation. I'm committed for life to do meditation every day. Will I do it every day for the rest of my life? No. There will be days that I will miss it. There will be days that I will forget it. But we make mistakes, and we stick to that commitment long term. So I think even in a marriage, there are days that you just want to kill that person, but then the next day you're okay. You didn't kill the person, so the person is still there, and you learned something new about it. So I guess when we are creating a lasting change, we either make a New Year's resolution, which normally has a weaker effect because it doesn't have an intensified period of pushing. It's more like an open-ended thing that has more possibility of just falling through, and that's why it hasn't worked for me. Or you commit yourself to a challenge, which normally works for me. I've done other challenges that I was able to succeed, like Whole 30. I did it like 2-3 times. I've done Vipassana, which is 10 days of silent meditation with nothing, and I was 2 times I did that. So I believe challenges work for me because this intensity of change that I want to create in a short period works, and then I need to rest. And then there are things, not for everything that I want to change, but there are things that are just like breathing, that are non-negotiable, like meditation, that it's like forever, and that's not even a change. This is like required for me to live the life that I envision myself living. And yeah, I was intense. I give it to you quick. I gotta go enjoy my day at the beach, my Valentine's Day romancing myself. Because being single doesn't mean that I don't deserve all the love in the world. These flowers don't really smell, but you know, I'm doing my best to smell them. They're beautiful. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. Go enjoy love. Go be love. Go give love, because love is something you give. And then by law of attraction, it comes back to you, so then you receive it. Mwah! Bye, my loves. Subscribe, love, share, do all these things. Mwah!